Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of Mighty Fans in the Life Iced, where we have another NHL pickup, a hockey pickup, right? And this is one of the brand new releases, well, somewhat brand new anyhow, from the Mitchell&Ness Power Play line that they came out with a little earlier in the year, maybe about a month or so ago. Of course, they had the blue line collection going for the past little over a year or so. There was a lot of complaints about those jerseys. People said they were too light in material. Everything was pressed on, not stitched. You know, it was basically like the Fanatics breakaway line jersey. Basically, their lowest tier jersey made. People didn't like the price tag of those jerseys at $200 retail. There was just a lot of complaints. And you know what? I will give Mitchell&Ness credit because a lot of companies may have just ignored it, and just kept pumping them out. And they're making their money. What do they care, right? But Mitchell&Ness actually listened to the complaints. They wanted to do something about it, so they rebranded them, and they certainly made a lot of changes. I know some of the diehard hockey heads out there did some videos, when they first launched on the website, and they were critiquing them, saying there was still this issue or that issue with the logo or something like that. But the material-wise, you really couldn't tell because without having it in hand, it's hard to tell, right? I know, and shout out to Ugly Thirds, they did a review of one of the jerseys when they got it, and they were very impressed. They thought that it was a very nice jersey. This is the first one that I've received. It was the one out of the whole set that I had my eyes on the most, and I knew I had to move on it. So let's get right into it. We got the 94-95 Trevor Linden, Vancouver Canucks. This is, of course, the famed skate jersey, which the Canucks wear as an alternate jersey, even to this day. Beautiful jersey. There you got the jock tag on the bottom. From the Power Play collection, you have all the particulars that Mitchell&Ness usually puts on their jock tags. And yes, they made some big changes to these jerseys. Now, they did go up $25. Most of them did. So instead of $200, these now retail at $225. But to me, that's still a decent deal when you're looking at the material, when you're looking at the feel of this jersey, when you're looking at everything about this jersey. Honestly, and don't listen to me, Mitchell&Ness, but they could probably charge a little more for these. I hope they don't, but these jerseys could even go for $250. This jersey has a lot on it, and there are a lot of differences from this jersey to what they were doing before with the Blue Line collection. First of all, the overall cut and make of the jersey. This is a heavy jersey. The Blue Line collection was basically the Fanatics breakaway jerseys. They were light. You can probably even get away with wearing them on like a cooler summer evening even. This you couldn't do. This has some weight to it, and I'm gonna compare it weight-wise, although I'm not gonna put them on a scale, but I'm gonna compare it weight-wise to an slightly older Mitchell&Ness jersey, which was the authentic hockey jerseys that they were putting out years ago before they lost the license, before getting it back a few years ago. And this is a Edmonton Oilers, Wayne Gretzky. You've seen this jersey 1,000 times. The weight of these two jerseys together, this one's still very slightly heavier than this, but the material's a little different. Obviously, the material's supposed to represent what the Oilers wore in the 80s. This material is going to be the same exact material that you're going to have for every single Power Play Mitchell&Ness jersey. But again, it's not a huge difference to what they did just some years ago when they were putting out the Authentics. Now, to this day, they still haven't put out what we would consider an authentic line of NHL jerseys, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. To me, these jerseys are really good enough. And I know I don't want to, take this without giving credit where credit's due. The fellas at Ugly Thirds said that these jerseys reminded them of the old CCM replica jerseys that you would get back in the day, back in the 90s and such. And I certainly agree. I have some CCMs in the collection, vintage CCMs in the collection. The material is almost the exact same of what those jerseys were. Maybe a little slight difference here and there. But the feel of the jersey, the feel of the material, and there you can see it, kind of good look at it. I will have better looks at this jersey in a bit towards the end of the video. But the feel of the jersey, the fabric, and the cut of the jersey is very similar to the old CCM replica jerseys that you could get back in the day. And I like it. I liked those jerseys back then. I even feel it has a little bit, just a little tinge of that old starter, feel to how the old starter replicas used to feel. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe too, but I think I agree with the fellas in Ugly Thirds. It's definitely more of like an old CCM feel to it, and the cut too. Now the cut of this jersey, the fabric of this jersey is going to be generic. It's going to be all across the board. Every single jersey they make for the Power Play collection, not easy to say, for the Power Play collection is going to be exactly like it is here on this Trevor Linden. Whereas before they would try to be a little more era specific with the materials, they're not going to do this with this, and then they didn't do it with the goodness, I'm blanking on the word all of a sudden. They didn't do that with the blue lines also. They were all generically done. Same with these, but the material is a big step up. I mean, when you think of hockey jerseys, you think of this. More so than you think of when, the blue lines. And I wasn't a hater of them, but more so than we would think of those jerseys, you certainly get it with these. And let's get to the other particulars that was a big change from the blue line collection. Everything is stitched. The blue lines were not stitched. They were all generically, even the patches, everything on the jerseys were heat pressed on. These are stitched. And for $25 extra, again, they could have charged more. So you can see that on the C right there, on the captain's seat, it's stitched. And if I look at the inside of the jersey, I can show you that a little better too. There you see it, all stitched, all beautifully done. Very nice. As I drop the jersey, didn't mean to do that. We are live. But as you can see, everything is now stitched on these jerseys. It's not heat pressed. And again, I mean, shout out to Mitchell&Ness for making that change. That's one of the biggest things people complained about. And again, it's a change that Mitchell&Ness didn't have to make, but they did. So I give them credit for that. We go to the of course with me it's about the flair, right? We go to the 25th anniversary patch. So on the blue line jerseys, the patches were not stitched on, and the inside of the patches were not stitched. Now you have that detail with these patches. I love this patch, and look at all the detail right there. It's stitched onto the jersey, but everything on the patch is stitched too. So it's definitely got that more kind of real deal look to it. Really well done. You got the skate logo, again, stitched onto the jersey, and you got that nice fabric going. Stitched on, everything. Not, pressed on. It's all stitched, which is very nice. You also have the other shoulder patch, Canuck Place. That's stitched on there too, and you can see the detail. I mean, you can just see the details in these patches and everything. And of course, the numbers on the sleeves. You got the stripes, the red and yellow stripes. And again, you got the 16 on the sleeves. Linden is single stitched onto a nameplate stitched onto the back of the jersey. 16 is also stitched on. Multiple layer stitching as well. Again, back in the day, I mean, if they were doing it like the authentic line jerseys, these would be $300 jerseys. So for $225, you're getting full bang for the buck, in my opinion. I think these jerseys are very well done. I think they have decent weight to them. Again, when I put this in my hand, when I hold this jersey, this to me is what a hockey jersey should definitely feel like. Because when you think of hockey, you think of cold. You think, you want to wear something warmer. Now, this time of year, it's now starting to get cold again, right? So you want to wear stuff like this. And you definitely have that with these jerseys. So again, 94-95, Trevor Linden, Vancouver Canucks, the away jersey at the time with the 25th Annie patch. First time I've ever seen that patch too on a jersey, which is just awesome. I love the fact that Mitchell&Ness, went that extra step with the patch and did something a little different. To my knowledge, they never did a Canucks jersey with that patch in the past, even when they did the authentic lines. Now, I would like to see Mitchell&Ness do more. Obviously, I think this is just the start. I would love to see them do more, variety of teams and jerseys. I'd love to see the Butter Knives jerseys for the Sabres get done, for example. I need one of those. And obviously, there's many more. I mean, the fisherman jerseys from the Islanders, all these different stuff, right? Obviously, there's many other jerseys and jersey styles that they could do, and the more they do, I think the better it's going to be. And now that I have one in hand, and now that I see what it is and the material and everything, it just makes me that much more excited to get that next one, whenever that one is. But let's get into more about the details of the jersey. I'm going to show the jersey up close. I'm going to kind of do a pan around so you can see all the good details with it. I'm also going to show a comparison to the to the blue line, to a blue line version of the Mitchell&Ness jersey, so you can kind of see the differences there too. But as far as the fit, we're going to get into that too. What I would always suggest before I do my whole modeling thing, right? What I would always suggest to people out there is to go to a store that sells these. And I know that there's many store chains that are going to be selling these. Dick's Sporting Goods, if you have like a Pro Image or some such store near you like that that just sells a bunch of sports stuff, attire, you're probably going to see these. And my best bet for all of you, my best advice, I should say, for all of you, is to go to one of those stores and try them on. I always, with Mitchell&Ness, I've learned over the years, and I've collected Mitchell&Ness for many years, I've learned to go a size up. That's just me. They fit better for me, wearing them a little size bigger than normal. They do have a little, a tinge of a tailored fit to them. So my best advice to all of you is go to a store that has them and try them on and see what size fits you best. And whether or not you take it home with you that day or you get it later online, at least then you'll know what size is going to fit. Because if it fits you for one jersey, it's going to fit you for every single one, because they're all made generically the same. There's none that has a different cut to them. Like the old school jerseys, they would do different things with the cuts and all, just to try to emulate how the jerseys were worn at that time. And they still do, to an extent, right? For baseball, you might see it here and there for football. You know, not as much with basketball, but with the other sports, they tend to try to do that. And with these, though, again, these are not authentic. They're replica, high-end replica, but replica. So they're all going to be cut the same. They're all going to be made generically the same. No, it doesn't matter the era. It doesn't matter the player or the team. So if this Trevor Linden jersey fits me a certain way, I mean, a Flyers, Lindros jersey is going to fit me the same way. A butter knife Hasek, if they ever make one, will fit me the same way. So I know for sure, all right, I know I'm going to go after 2Xs, and that's how it's going to be. But let's see the jersey on me so you can kind of see and make your own little decisions in that way as well. So here we go. I have to do my modeling. Oh, don't let me. All right, so here it is. So here we have, then again, this is a 2XL. The Mitchell&Ness Power Play 94-95 Trevor Linden away on me, and I am 5'9" and about 240-ish in weight, so a 2XL fits me just fine, just for comparison to anyone out there watching this vid. The sleeves are still, hey look, hockey jerseys, I always say, if you have the sleeve a little long, that's just part of the charm of a hockey jersey, so the sleeves are always going to be a little, wonky on me. It just never seems to matter the size. It's just probably how I'm built, right? But the overall fit is really good for me for a 2X. I like jerseys. I grew up in that era when you wore them a little big. And I might be able to get away with an XL in this too. But I like having a little extra room in the jersey, particularly for hockey jerseys, because to me, that's just how you wear them. Not that I'm ever going to put on pads and wear it on the ice or anything, but I like wearing them a little, that have a little, room in them, a little, it just always feels best on me. So I like the fact that it's a little, it has a little drape to it, on me, and that's just how I like to wear them. And so for me, now I know, shout out to my buddy Big Slim, because I was able to try one on for the first time at his place, so I knew exactly what size I wanted. And there again, I said about trying one on first, right? So I knew a 2X was perfect for me. And going forward, I'm always going to get them in a 2X. Never say never, right? If there's an incredible deal for like an XL, something out there, never say never. But I would prefer to get a 2X. That's my preferred size. Again, I'm 5'9", about 240. So, so I'm a bit of a big boy, so this is the perfect size for me and for my build. Everyone's different, so I'm not telling everyone out there, oh, if you're 5'9", 240s, get a 2X, because not everyone's built like this. There might be some people who are that size and weight that might be built a little different. So maybe they can get away with an XL a little better, or maybe they even need a 3X. It just depends. But like I said, go to a store that has these for sale and try them on and see what your size of choice is. And that's what you can probably go with that size in this jersey for the rest of time, as long as Mitchell&Ness is making them, unless they do something different with the cut. But I don't think they will. I think this is a pretty good generic cut, and like the Ugly Third guys did say, it does have a CCM feel to it. It has that old CCM jersey feel to it, which I think is very cool. Because when you think of vintage, right, you think of companies like CCM and Starter, and like I said, I think it has even a little bit of Starter vibes. Replica starter jersey vibes to them, for the cut, for the feel. It's a heavy jersey. Like, I can definitely tell the difference putting this on compared to when I was, when I would put on one of the old Blue Line jerseys. It's definitely, or like a Fanatics breakaway jersey. You can definitely, feel that it's a heavier jersey. This is, again, what the hockey, heads out there want. In a hockey jersey, they want some weight to it. They want, they want some oomph, these jerseys, because you're going to wear them in the colder time of year, so you want to have them where they're, a little heavier, a little warmer, to wear out in the elements. So, again, here's that Trevor Linden 94-95 on me, the away Vancouver Canucks. Shout out to all the Canucks fans out there. I would absolutely recommend getting these. I think it's a terrific jersey. It's not going to have every single bell and whistle to it as if they did an authentic line, again, for the cut, maybe even for certain other things about the jersey. For me, it's perfectly fine. I can get these all day. I can wear them. I'll be happy in them. If they ever make an authentic line, we'll see down the road. But I think for now, this is probably what you're going to get from them. So sometimes the old saying, right, beggars can't be choosers. Just be happy with what you get. And be happy that they did make the change, because they didn't have to. But it shows that they do listen to people. Do they always make changes with their jerseys and product? No. But they did for this, and you got to give them credit for that, right? All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to take do some videos so you can see some close-ups of this jersey. I am going to compare it to the blue line jersey as well, so you can see the differences there, the changes that were made. And I hope you all enjoyed this. But what do you always got to do, right? You got to leave those likes. Like. You got to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'm trying to get the 2K subs before the end of the year. By the end of the year, I should say, December 31st, 2024, as we move into 25. If I can get 2K subs on this channel, you are awesome, and I hope you all can do that for me. So please keep hitting that sub button, and also hit the bell icon so you always get notified to all future content from yours truly, whether it's this series or any other series. I know there's other series I've been lacking on, but we will get back to them. But anyhow, this just came in the mail today, so I kind of wanted to do a vid here and show it off a bit. And, because I'm real happy with it. I think they did a great job. And I like the changes that were made. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. You will see some close-ups of this in the next segment. And then after that, we will roll this video to a close. But thanks for all the continued support. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I hope it answered some questions for people out there about these jerseys. Again, I think Mitchell&Ness did a very nice job with them. I love this jersey. I love the fit. I love the overall look of it. It's just such a sharp item and another in my collection. So there you go. All right, so here's some close-ups of the jersey here. You see again, as I showed in the vid earlier, the captaincy is stitched onto the jersey, not pressed on. You can see that layers of stitching there. Very well done by Mitchell&Ness. You got the front skate crest with the Canucks going across the bottom. Beautiful job on this crest. And it would be an easy crest to mess up. So it's nice that, they did not do that. And it looks very nice. Very sharp on the front of that jersey. And again, that patch that I love so much, the 25th Annie patch, it even has little, looks like, is that a little dazzle tool going on in there? Woo! Look at this. Established 1970, the silver anniversary, Vancouver Canucks. Shout out again to Van City. All the Canuck fans out there, there you go. I think they did a really nice job representing your team right here. You got the black, red, and yellow going across the neck. And on the inside, this is also something a little new. On the inside Mitchell&Ness tag, it has Power Play Collection. That's the first time that I can remember they actually put anything for any of their collections. Not that they have a lot of names for their jersey collections, but they actually did that on this. And I don't remember if they did that with the blue lines. I'll have to go back and check. It's made in Vietnam. There you see size 2XL. You also have the other particular with the inside tagging vintage logo. It's got the price tag in there too. I believe if I dig a little deep, yeah, the generic Mitchell&Ness tagging has the price on there, $225. Now some of these are still $200, but most of them are going to be $225. This was also purchased direct from the Mitchell&Ness site. There you see the particulars on the jock tag, 94-95 Trevor Linden, NHL Power Play on the side, Mitchell&Ness vintage hockey and the Mitchell&Ness logo right there. Turn this bad boy around, and you'll note it does have the Linden on the nameplate, like I mentioned earlier in the vid. Single stitch, the nameplate is stitched onto the jersey as well. 16, the stitching on there, big and bold 16 on the back, and it also has the Canuck Place patch on the shoulder. Another nice little extra on this jersey. You got the 16s going on the sleeves, the red and yellow striping, down the blacks down to the cuff of the sleeves. I always thought this was a sharp jersey. I never had the away version. I have a home Pavel Bure, but I never had the black away. So this is the first in my collection for this particular style of the Canucks jerseys. There you see the 16 again on the sleeves. The stripes as well. The stripes go on the bottom too. Very colorful jersey. And now let's take a look at the comparison between this, the Power Play collection, to the Blue Line collection. All right, so this is representative of the Blue Line collection. You have the J.S. Jaguar Mighty Ducks jersey from the 03 season with the Stanley Cup patch. It did say it did have the collection line on the inside, tagging Blue Line collection. I honestly, I never noticed it, but it's made in Vietnam as well. And as you know, a lot of people have pointed out about these are basically like your Fanatics breakaway jersey. The fit, the weight of these jerseys, everything's pressed on, heat pressed on, nothing is stitched. And that was one of the big complaints about these jerseys, right? Even the logo patch here, pressed on, and nothing on the patch is stitched, right? So it's very generic. Again, I'm not a huge hater of it. I can understand the argument, though. I can understand why people, particularly in the hockey communities, would be. And that was one of the biggest complaints about these jerseys. But there you see the J.S. Jaguar. Again, this would be the Blue Line collection. And now we're going to head over to the Power Play collection. And as you can see, as I've shown many a time, stitching versus pressed, right? Now, some things may look stitched, but they're generic. It's all generically heat pressed on, whereas this is 100% stitched, right? And again, the logo, the 25th Annie logo is all stitched, and inside the patch as well, it's all stitched. It's not generically heat pressed. Much better look to it. You know, more of an authentic kind of look, authentication to it. The crest as well, the Canucks crest on the skate logo, stitched versus pressed, so you can see the difference. This jersey is a $200 jersey retail. This jersey is a $225 retail. Again, Mitchell&Ness could have raised the price even more, and they may have had a leg to stand on to do so because they're doing stitching. It's a heavier jersey. I'm glad they didn't. I'm not telling them to do so, but again, another little thing that, you know, they were kind of, you know, good in not doing. Again, just $25 more and you're getting a stitched product versus a non-stitched product. That's not bad. And again, the overall material for the jersey, it does have that old school, like CCM, I even said like a starter replica material to it, whereas this is more of just a generic. In my mind, it's not terrible, but you know, could be better. It does have the Fanatics breakaway feel to it. It's a lighter jersey in weight, which again might not be the worst thing in the world if your team makes it to the Stanley Cup Finals in June and you want to wear something a little lighter. You can get away with this. You probably couldn't get away with this in June. At least I couldn't. I would sweat like Niagara Falls in this in June, right? I might sweat like Niagara Falls in this in February too. Who am I kidding, right? But at any rate, this has more of that vintage old school hockey feel to it. Whereas this does have more of like the breakaway Fanatics feel to it. Again, I'm not a big hater of that, but I can understand the argument. I can understand where people didn't like this. They didn't like this for many reasons. They didn't like it because it was pressed. They didn't like the $200 price tag for something in this style. So Mitchell&Ness, again, to their credit, made a lot of changes, and you can see just how many changes they made. When you compare these two jerseys side by side, you can see just blind eye look. And even if I had these far apart from each other, you can definitely see the difference between the Blue Line collection and the more relatively new Power Play collection. Definitely some improvements were made, and I'm a fan. And again, I wasn't a hater of these. As you see, I have this one. I have I think 2 others in my collection to this point. But this is my first in the Power Play, and it will be many to come, for sure. So there you see a little side-by-side comparison to the 2 brands. I mean, to the 2 collections, I should say, by Mitchell&Ness. And shout out to Mitchell&Ness. I tip the hat. I think they listened to a lot of people, and they didn't have to make the changes, but they did. And I think that's a testament to the company. Not a lot of companies would have done this. So, you know, I definitely think it was changed for the better. And it's an overall very nice product. And a good job by Mitchell&Ness. So again, thank you all for watching this video. I hope this answers some questions. I hope maybe people seeing one of these jerseys kind of, you know, I understand it's not in person, but in this video you can kind of give, you know, a good eyeball to what it is and maybe make your decisions whether you want to buy one or not. I would recommend it. Absolutely. I think this is a beautiful done jersey. It does have the vintage vibes to it and feel, and with the stitching and everything, I think it's even better. So, but there you go. There's my spiel on it, and hope you all enjoyed this video. And again, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's what you have to do with YouTube, right? All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. You all take care, and I'll see you in the next one.